Beatles. My best friend,
And
Doug
Bold
Davidson.
and Beautiful.
Yeah.
So
Were you on that?
Yeah.
Because you're very bold and you're very beautiful.
That's right, Rick. I grow my own. I grow my own and I smoke my own. Because that's what real men do.
That's what real men
And let me tell you something. Hey, Rick.
Hey.
Oh, does that really play?
Yeah. I just tuned it.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. You too.
It's not in tune, though. Couldn't be.
I just tuned it.
Oh, you just tuned it? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're the first person. I've had so many musicians. You're the first one who, I think, picked that up and thought to play it.
Yeah.
I guess when you see a guitar, it's like, you know, you can't.
You got to pick it up.
You got to, like women.
Yeah, I know.
You never.
I was intrigued by the doll over there. That's wild.
That's from my friend Whitney.
I had to check the vagina. I'm sorry.
Everybody, you think you're the first person to check that vagina? I find a list
Probably
of
not.
people who've checked that vagina. Mostly women. But that's from my friend Whitney Cummings. You know Whitney, the comic.
Yeah.
Oh, she's the best. And that doll was worth $175,000.
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
And she gave it to me. She did a whole special about.
So why did she have it made?
Well, she did a whole special where they made the Whitney, you know, robot doll. She had a lot of material about that idea of, and I think it's, first of all, she's a brilliant comic and it's a brilliant special, but it's also so in the news with AI and everything.
Yeah.
And, you know, we are moving very soon to a time when we will be fucking the robots.
Yes.
What? No doubt, right?
The industry that makes the most money out of any new technology is the porn industry.
Yes, everything immediately goes to porn. I remember
porn.
We're old enough to remember when the internet came about.
Yeah.
And it was going to be this super highway of knowledge. Yeah, knowledge of my balls. You know, it
I opened
right.
up my son's computer when he was 14, and there was a little square video, and I clicked on it, and there was this girl getting fucked in the ass, like right here.
Right.
And I hadn't seen that. I was like 30 till I saw something like that, and my boy was like 14.
You were 30 before you saw something like that?
Yeah.
No,
Well, I grew up in Australia.
but not in real life, I'm
Oh,
guessing.
no.
I saw people getting fucked in the ass
porn.
in my room.
No,
Just not on
porn.
the computer. Right.
Hardcore porn.
You saw it for real.
Yeah. This was in my rum I have with Sammy Hagar, Beach Bar Rum.
Oh, Sammy was here. He was. Yeah. Oh, you're in business with him?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
We have the Beach Bar Rum
How
together.
did that come about? You and Sammy would join forces.
Well, I recorded his song, I've Done Everything for You,
Yeah.
back in the
Sure.
early 80s. And it was kind of the first big hit he'd really ever had like that, you know. And
Right.
and he was kind of pissed off because he had the single and didn't do anything. And then I had the single and it was a hit. So he was very mixed about it, you know, but we've really been friends. He helped me get on the road. He was awesome.
And why do you think yours hit and his didn't?
Because I'm cuter.
Well, we know that. That's really, you think, the whole thing?
No, honestly,
It could be.
no, I hope not. Jesus, my career is built on that. I'm fucked.
Well, it matters.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, I
but
get
you're
it.
right. It's a record you're listening to.
Yeah.
It's in the groove.
Well, they didn't, you know, it followed Jessie's Girl, which was a really huge record. So the door was already, you know, they're already looking in my direction kind of thing.
Well, that makes me think of the song I've Heard It Through the Grapevine, because Gladys Knight put it out and had a mild hit.
Oh, wow.
And then Marvin Gaye put it out next year and had a massive #1 smash.
Yeah, I don't know, I mean, what makes a hit record, you know, really? If we knew, we'd write 1,000.
I was down in Boca last week talking to Billy Joel about everything musical, but certainly this subject came up, and, you know, someone who is, you know, so much better than what the critics gave him credit for. And I was just saying, you know, the stupidest thing I think in the world is a music review, because you can't describe to someone whether they're going to like a song or not.
And I bought for a couple of years. I bought the top 10 L.A. You know, the whoever the guy was. These are my top 10 records, and they were horrible. They were horrible.
It is the surest way to have a shitty record collection because record reviewers, they don't. First of all,
they want to be cool.
They want to be cool. They want to tell you what's important. I don't give a shit what's important in music. I care what's good.
What turns me on.
Right.
Yeah.
What I like to hear.
And they gave me a lot of shit about my stuff. I mean, they were merciless. One record I had out, the LA guy reviewed it. He said, he listed the songs and what they're about. And he goes, guilt, nothing, nothing, guilt, nothing, 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 nothing. And it was like stuff I was.
And you're still selling
it was really frustrating.
The Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the ultimate.
Well, he's dead.
He's dead, and you're selling out the Hollywood Bowl. Well, you know what they always said about critics? They're like eunuchs in a harem. They're surrounded by it. They can't
do a fucking thing.
They can't do it. So here's to fuck them.
Yeah.
I've had the same thing in my career, comedy-wise. They just don't. They don't. I mean, it's just not a job you would gravitate toward. I mean, look, there have been a few and far between good critics who were constructive and said things that registered, and even certain artists have said, "Yeah, I read that and I think that was right." And but in general, they're just bitchy assholes.
They're pissed off that they didn't get to do it.
And there's no, you know how sometimes they get the job? They're just on the paper doing something else.
Yeah.
There's no effort to like find a credential. It's like, oh, this guy used to write the restaurant review?
Yeah.
Oh, have him go see a play. No, really, they do that unapologetically. And
that's awful.
It's like, hey, everybody's got an asshole.
I wish I'd known that.
And
I mean, I thought these were guys, that like were seriously into music and fucking. Anyway, I wanted to show you this. I hear you're a Beatle fan.
Yeah.
This is a copy, but I have the biggest personal handwritten lyrics Beatle collection.
Oh, wow.
That's If I Fell in John's hand.
Wow.
Written on a anniversary card to Paul. You can turn it over and see the anniversary card. And on the way to their first show at the Ed Sullivan Theater, on the plane.
Sending a happy Valentine with wishes fond and true from one whose heart will always hold such lovely thoughts of you.
Yeah, they didn't write that.
But why is John sending Paul a Valentine with hearts?
It's not from John. I think it says Jay. I think it's from Jane. Maybe from Jane Asher. Maybe to Paul. He probably said, "Has anyone got any paper? I want to finish the song."
Cool. Oh wow, that's it. This is an awesome artifact. Yeah, and it's pretty much as I read these lyrics, how it was recorded.
Yeah, there's a couple of. I mean, I have some first drafts that are pretty amazing. But
that's awesome.
Yeah, you can have that if you want. I know you have stuff.
Really? Oh, thank you. That's awesome. I need a I need to put it in a window so you can see.
I don't know why I was thinking make it a double-sided.
Oh, thank you very much. That's great. I mean, John, in the early years, of course, John was the
primary driver.
Yes, and then it switched.
Yeah. How amazing is that, really?
What?
4 guys from Liverpool. One carries this amazing band, and the other one picks it up. I still can't believe they were like a real band almost. It was so staggering what they did.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like John wasn't doing anything, but he definitely was not the mover after a while. You're right.
No, he lost interest.
And he lost some interest. And
he's also, I think he's also had a problem with Paul having all the hits.
That was always my theory.
Yeah.
That Paul got the A-side.
Jealousy. I've been in bands, and I understand that jealousy.
No, I understand. It's not even just jealousy. It's like if you have a healthy competition and you're writing great songs and still losing.
Yeah.
I said this to Billy. If you write Revolution and it doesn't get the A-side because the other guy wrote Hey Jude, and you write Strawberry Fields and the other guy gets the A-side with Penny Lane, you're like, I'm not winning this competition. I don't seem to be able to. I don't think that's the only reason he got out of the band.
No, of course not. But I think it was in there, and it's not really discussed.
But his peak was this. This is from Hard Day's Night.
Mm-hmm.
He
Incredible.
wrote almost that whole album.
Yeah.
That was his. Paul wrote Can't Buy Me Love on that album, which was a big hit for them. but most of the rest of that, I feel like that was 1964, of course, their first movie, and I feel like that was John's peak of interest. Like, okay, we got to the toppermost thing.
The toppermost, yeah.
And this is it. And after that, I mean, the next year you have Help. I need some. I'm in trouble. You know, it devolved very quickly.
Yeah.
But not that the music kept coming even to the very end.
But he did lose. He changed. He took it more personally and deeper than I think, and darker than any of them.
Well, he also felt the need to, or the compulsion to work out his personal problems. After the Beatles were as successful as they could be, I don't think it was a conscious decision like, oh, okay, well, now we're super successful, I'm going to start on me. But that's just how it went.
Yeah.
I mean,
You have time.
You have time, and you also just have a psychic need. I mean,
Absolutely.
Getting together with Yoko, whatever that was, but I mean, it was a lot. Come on, about losing mom. You know, they both lost their mother, which was what their original bond. They both lost their mother.
I didn't know she did. I didn't know that side of it with her. Oh, yeah, you're talking about Paul and John. Yeah, no, that was the bond, right?
Yeah, and they handled it very differently.
Yeah, yeah. Paul was Soch, and John was more, deep looking in, and
yeah, I think he wasn't a recluse at all, but he just had to like get to the bottom of him. I mean, he and Yoko, first thing they did when the Beatles broke up was they came out here and did that what's his name? Janlov therapy. It was therapy.
Oh, screaming therapy. Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of screaming. I mean, the therapy was screaming. Yoko was always screaming. You know, I mean, maybe it has something to do with the fact that when they were at their height, everybody was screaming at them. It was always screaming.
You ever see the video of John with Chuck Berry and Yoko, and they're doing some song, and John obviously said, "I want Yoko to sing too." So they're doing "Bye Bye Johnny" or something, right? And so they're rocking away, and suddenly he gives Yoko the nod, and she steps up to the mic, and it's on Chuck, and she starts singing, and he goes, just real brief, like he doesn't look over, he just goes, what the fuck?
You know about Chuck Berry he just reacted to Yoko? Yeah. But as you say, I've never been in a band, but it is so obvious that the issues are, and of course this is also what people in bands have told me, two things why they hate each other and always break up and are always on the verge of breaking up. You didn't like my song, and you took that girl.
Oh, man. That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
I was in a band.
How could it not be?
No, I know. I was in a band, and
I doubt if a lot of them took girls from you. I don't imagine you were on the losing end of that a lot.
Oh, I was occasionally.
Really?
But I was in a band, and I found out after I left that one of the guys really thought I was trying to take over the band and hated my songs, and it was actually really it really hurt.
Yeah. So what do you do when the band gets to that point? I mean, we see Oasis is back out on tour.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Eagles famously had their Hell Freezes Over tour because they said they would never work.
Look at the Who.
The Who. Yes.
They've had fist fights, and they're back on the road again,
Eagles had a physical altercation on stage, and so did just Dave Navarro.
Yeah.
With somebody. I mean, when it gets to the point when you're fist fighting on stage.
That's pretty awful. That's kind of like a marriage fighting in public. It's like, we know it goes on, but we don't want to see it,
Well, it's like being at the office and going over to the copier, clocking, bill from accounting, because this feud, this beef that was simmering around the break room until you just fucking punched him. That doesn't happen in real life.
I'm sure there was drugs involved, and and you get to a certain point in fame where things become unrealistic. How you view things. I mean, it's very hard to. I had a terrible experience in 1985, when I'd kind of thought I'd kind of got a lot of my dreams had come true, you know. And I remember walking around the pool of this beautiful house I had in Malibu, and I just had my first son born. I'm going, I am more miserable than I've ever been in my life.
Really?
And it was, you know, from, I thought this would fix me.
What was wrong with you?
Well, I thought I was depressed. I just had a lot of, really didn't like myself, really, a lot of self-doubt and a lot of self-loathing, and exactly right. What was wrong with me? I know it was like,
What? No, I'm asking. What was?
yeah, I was depression. I've had depression, depression since I was a kid.
Just from this, in my view, and of course, this is not like medical, but just.
I'm sure it's very well informed.
Well, it's common.
You are very well informed.
It's common. Thank you. Common sense tells me, and from my own life, there are two kinds of depression. One is what I would call logical depression. I've had this. I've been depressed. And when I was depressed, it's because my life sucked.
Right.
It was logical.
Yeah,
I should have been
get
depressed. I was a huge fucking loser. Then there's the other kind of depression, which really doesn't come from anything. It's very often just a lack of a certain chemical in your brain. It's all what you're putting in the test tube. That's what you had?
I had that, and I have that. I take some medication for it, but
it's not because your family was bad to you?
No, I had a great upbringing. It was nothing to do with that.
In Australia?
Yeah, well, my dad traveled a lot, and he was in the army, and I never had a base. Like, every time I'd meet a kid, he'd pick on me, and then I'd befriend him, and then 2 years later I'd leave him, and it was continually that. I had to leave my dog one time when we moved to England, and
tough to leave a dog.
And the thing in '85 was that I thought I'd achieved what I'd wanted to achieve, but it hadn't made me happy.
Well, I got to say, that puts a lot of responsibility on the baby.
Yeah.
This fucking baby
kids,
obviously
really,
just laid there and didn't do anything to fix your problems when you thought, I have a baby, it's all going to be great. I think that kid has a lot to answer for. Obviously, he was just laying around, doing
Sucking out money.
Yeah. You're like, so what'd you do about it? Jump in the pool?
I thought about it. I actually
Really?
Yeah, I actually tried to hang myself when I was 16, and
How'd that go?
well, obviously it didn't work out. But
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm glad. What am I saying?
I could have spared the world a couple of pop songs, whatever.
No, we love those songs.
Yeah, I was really dark. I was failing in school. I really had a lot of self-loathing. I don't know what quite.
Well, you're also failing at hanging yourself.
I couldn't even succeed in that. What a fucking loser.
I'm kidding. No, I'm just fucking with you.
I didn't succeed.
I know.
Another thing I failed at.
So let's go back to the baby. The baby, the pool. Parenthetically, I will say, when I was a kid, and we were, both, I'm almost 70. This is a great show for septuagenarians and people. Kids, you should be listening to us more. Older people have wisdom, duh. Anyway, there was no divorce in my town. Like, it's amazing how much things have changed. This is the 60s and 70s.
I remember that not happening either.
Right. Yeah. There were no drugs that I was aware. It was leave it to Beaver time.
Yeah.
But 2 of the men in the neighborhood did kill themselves. One in the swimming pool. Daddy's in the swimming pool. It just shows, like, divorce unthinkable. Just kill
on the
yourself.
cards.
And the one in the swimming pool, everyone in the neighborhood was like, we knew the wife, and it just made perfect sense. It was like, I would be in the swimming pool too. If I couldn't divorce this woman, I mean, she was just...
Holy shit, that's big. I mean, that's...
But you didn't try to kill yourself in the pool.
No. Oh, in 85.
You just looked at it.
No, I was just really dark, and I pulled the plug on what I was doing and started to go to Jungian therapy for like 3 or 4 years,
Did that work?
It doesn't cure anything. You identify the demons, some of the demons
What were
kind
they?
of thing. Self-loathing.
But why self-loathing from such a talented, handsome man?
Dude, it's
It's weird.
that it's the notoriety is great at first and all that, and it's head, it's wow, and eventually, if you come back to who, what pushed you to be in the limelight in the first place, right? I mean, it's not just
Yeah, but
I mean, there's a big part of I
Well-
think I'm not enough in everybody that gets into the limelight. I could be
Or-
wrong, but I think I've always thought that.
well, I don't know. The people who succeed, it wasn't I'm not enough. It was almost I'm too much.
But
know,
but I think there's a core of the need for validation.
Yes, there's a lot of mommy. Look at me now.
Yeah,
I'm doing it,
I
mommy.
did, I did from my mom. When my
Is
mom
that
died.
right?
Yeah, when my mom died, I kind of had a moment of,
But
fuck,
it's
well,
also
who's going to see this now?
it's also sometimes we just recognize in ourselves that we do have a talent. You had a big talent. I have a friend who says, these kids are everything is woe is me. No, how about woe is me?
Whoa.
Woe is me. And I certainly
actually-
wasn't like that, but I was very young when I thought, yeah, I could be a comedian. I can do what those people on TV are doing, and I may be even do it better.
Well, I did see that and see, yeah, I thought, yeah, I could do that. But I'm from Australia too. So
Yeah.
there's a tall poppy syndrome over there when I was growing up.
what?
You get too big, off comes your head. They pull you down. kind
Who's
of thing.
they?
The Aussies,
No, like all of them?
all of them.
But
No, it's just a general thing. I mean, your friends, it's called the tall poppy syndrome.
Canada talks about something that I think is similar to what you're talking about. I have a Canadian friend who came here, like many do, and succeeded very well. And he said, yeah, I love Canada, and I know we romanticize Canada, but they cut down the tall trees. I think it's the same thing.
Same thing. And it's a British colony, very similar. It still has British roots. Never been a world power. Never.
But where does that come from? That don't get too big.
In Australia, there's a great book called The Fatal Shore. I don't know if you've ever read that. It's brilliant. It talks about mateship.
Who?
Mateship.
What's that?
It's
Mateship?
mateship.
Oh, like a mate. You're my
yeah,
mate.
mate.
Yeah.
How they're small. They say that
Friendship.
there's no class in Australia, but there's no upper and but there's lots of little classes.
Right.
And it came from the way he explains it came from the Irish and the English, hated each other, and they founded Australia. So what a fucking nightmare that must have been. The English were the cops, the Irish were the farmers, and
The Irish came to Australia too?
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well,
They were also subjugated by England at that time.
yes, absolutely.
So the British brought them to Australia just as like workers?
No, they came over, or a lot of them were convicts that had come over and made good. That you can earn your passage into freedom, which in Australia in the 1800s must have been wonderful.
Right, it was a penal colony.
Yeah.
Hey, Club Random is brought to you by Radioactive Media, ranked number 20 on Inc. magazine's fastest growing companies in the Pacific region. Summer is wrapping up, which means your tan is fading, your margarita budget is maxed, and you ate your last burnt backyard barbecue burger. So now it's time to get back to work. And let me ask you this. Is your brand ready for real attention? Well, enter Radioactive Media. Radioactive Media knows this game cold. They don't just slap your name into a jingle and call it a day. They build smart, authentic audio campaigns delivered by trusted voices like, I don't know, me. Podcasting is the fastest growing medium, reaching loyal, engaged audiences. In fact, audio reaches more people than social media and digital combined. Radioactive Media believes in the power of audio so much they're literally using it here and now. That's confidence or madness, but either way, it works. Go to radioactivemedia.com or text the word random to 511-511. Summer is the hottest time to start planning for the fall and the holidays. So get started at radioactivemedia.com or text random to 511-511. Message and data rates may apply. Let's face it, smoking is gross. Vaping is sad. Nicotine patches are about as sexy as orthopedic shoes. That's why this episode is brought to you by Zippix Nicotine Infused Toothpicks. Toothpicks! Because lighting up in public has been out since the 90s. Zippix gives you a better, easier, and way more discreet way to get your nicotine fix. No smoke, vapor, batteries, or chargers. You just pop one in and boom, cravings handled. Zippix comes in 6 flavors, multiple strength options, and best of all, no one knows you're using it. It's the most discreet, modern nicotine system, meaning you don't annoy anyone around you, or at least not more than you usually do. Use it on planes or at work or at dinner, anywhere you go. Just ditch the cigarettes, ditch the vapes, and get some nicotine-infused toothpicks at zippixtoothpicks.com today. Get 10% off your first order by using the code RANDOM at checkout. Your lungs will be glad you did. Must be 21 or older to order. Warning, nicotine is an addictive chemical. Zip more, smoke less with Zippix nicotine toothpicks.
Dude, it was horrible. It was there's places in Tasmania, which is the last island before Antarctica, and
It's where the devil is from.
Tasmania. Exactly right.
Tasmanian
But he's
devil.
a funny devil.
What is a Tasmanian devil? I forget.
A Tasmanian devil was they're all dead now, but it was a half tiger, it was a marsupial, because all the marsupials are in Australia, and it had tiger stripes, and it was a beautiful animal. It was kind of like a dog with tiger stripes, and they loved it so much they killed them all to stuff them and put them in their houses.
We killed everything.
They killed all the Aborigines. They went through a line in Tasmania with guns and killed all the Tasmanian Aboriginals.
All right, but outside of that unpleasantness,
It's a lovely place.
Tasmania.
It's a lovely. Errol Flynn's from Tasmania. How bad could it be? Come
Is that
on.
right?
Errol Flynn is from Tasmania.
Wooden sword.
Yep.
Those swords were made of wood. Everything comes
And
around.
talk about a guy who took advantage of his fame and everything. He
Was he gay?
no, God no. He was very, very. I mean, he might have switched back and forth, but
you
I
know.
mean, I don't know that for sure. But I know he was up on like statutory rape charges and stuff all through.
Right.
And he would make jokes with like having a big rubber dick hanging out of his shorts and.
I mean, in his day, which his heyday was the 30s, where his movies came out, Captain Blood and all that stuff.
Right. I mean, I'm amazed how you hear that. Yeah, these guys used to hook up, right?
Hook up with each other?
Yeah.
Well, like Danny Kaye, you know who that is?
Yeah. Oh my God.
American comedian. I've read many times that he and Laurence Olivier.
Lawrence.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, okay.
I
had a friend who used to go over to Danny Kaye's house. He was a manager of mine at the time, and he'd say Danny would make the meal, and they'd all sit at the table, and he'd sit at the head of the table, not eat, just watch them eat like this.
and then suck their dicks?
I didn't get that
Because
far.
that
with
would
him.
be, why? I don't understand. What do you get from doing that?
Oh, I know. I thought it was weird that he'd make dinner and wouldn't eat. He'd just sit and watch them all eat the food. Maybe that happened later. I don't know.
I don't know. But anyway.
I didn't push it.
So you're in Tasmania. Go back to that. What were you telling? Why did you bring?
Oh, why did I bring that up? Because when I was a kid, we went over there and we saw the penal colony. It was the worst penal colony. It was cement blocks, and it's so cold there. It's so friggin' cold. Of course, no heating, and it was the worst place to go if you're a prisoner. And the transports were like very similar to the way they brought the slaves over from Africa to America. If you stole something. There was a thing called the Bloody Code in England. If you stole something over a certain amount, you're dead. They instantly execute you. Other than that, they would store you in barges because the prisons were full. They'd store you in barges up and down the Thames, these leaky barges, and then when they got full, they discovered Australia, and they said, let's send them all there.
Yeah, Britain basically outsourced their prison
The prison, yeah,
population
absolutely.
to this play.
But that's why Australia's Australia, because of the prisoners. I have my family in Springthorpe. We have a Springthorpe that was on the convict ship and set in the 1700s.
I think Georgia, in our country, was also a penal colony. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure I remember that. So they were doing it here in North America too.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I mean, I didn't want to get on my high horse on this theme.
I love you on your high
Oh,
horse,
okay.
dude.
But like,
It's awesome.
It always bugs me when the kids, they just don't have any understanding of historical perspective. And I've tried to tell them a million times, look, humans are not good people. They weren't good people then. They're doing things now not as bad. We've come a very long way. But the bad things that they were doing everywhere. All races did them. It's a human thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just that some people were the colonizers and some people were colonized and it was just the innocent and the guilty. It's just not that simple.
Everybody,
it's humans. And it wasn't that long ago when what humans would do to each other and put up with, I mean, we still have brutality in the world, but again, they have no perspective. They have no idea how much more routine it was and how it affected so many more people around the world.
No, right. So
they would just, I mean, the idea that you
don't they read the news?
No, they don't. They read TikTok. Haha, joke.
I can't believe we're talking about younger people. We used to be younger people. I used to be the younger people.
What is this about you with no shirt on? I mean,
Wait, we're segueing from world problems to me with my shirt on.
Yeah,
right.
Because you said we used to be young, but I'm telling you, you're like Benson Booning it out there. I mean, I didn't want to say how old you are because why you?
No, it's okay. It's on the internet. You can't escape that anymore.
But really, it's incredible.
Well, dude, you too. I mean, when I thought of guys in the 70s as a kid, I thought some hunched over guy with a giant belly and loafers
because
and
it
on
did
his way
used
out.
to be that. Another thing that has changed a lot. Things change a lot.
Yeah.
You know? And that is I agree. My father, when he was 20 years younger than I am now, was much more
sedentary
inert.
On his way out.
We would go out to the driveway if I was shooting baskets, and he would like 2 steps, and then one like hook shot. And
I gotta go in.
He always had a bad back, and it's like it just didn't even cross their mind to like work out.
Yeah.
Or I remember him he wasn't obese, but I don't remember him exercising. Their exercise was smoking cigarettes.
No, I know. I don't either. None of my parents did, and
how do you keep the weight off? Cigarettes. How does anybody keep the weight?
Cut down your appetite. You don't want to eat quite as much.
No, cigarettes.
Yeah, and they're good for you. My doctor, he smokes himself. He's in an ad.
You can't eat when you're smoking.
Yeah.
Although I've seen people do it.
I think for guys like us, the greatest
generation.
But the greatest benefit has been the awareness of what keeps you healthy and how you can stay vital in later years.
Of course.
If I can use that word, later years. But it's that information wasn't available, and honestly, they looked at their parents. I mean, I remember my parents saying, "Yeah, when you're 30 or 40, you get your teeth removed and you get false teeth." There was no other option. That was their view of the world.
Right. Right. So right. Exactly. Yeah. Right. They made those kind of concessions.
Right.
And I concur with you when you say later years, but I mean, let's be honest, we're not in the earlier years.
No, we are not. But I'm okay with it.
But I feel like with AI,
we'll live forever.
Well, they could
Come on, live forever. AI live forever.
They could start a second round of us.
Yeah.
Which is in the past has always been accomplished by having children. You have a mini you. It's not really you. The problem with that is that here's what I think is the greatest tragedy in all of human life is that you spend all this time and energy and pain and effort to like keep making this thing better. This brain in your head.
It goes with you.
And then because the body can't sustain it, you're throwing out all the I say to people all the time, like, wouldn't you rather be 30? I'd rather be physically 30, but if I had to make the choice, I still would be the age I am now because I don't want that stupid thing in my head
Right.
that caused me so much pain and made so many bad decisions. And so, like, I actually wouldn't make the trade.
Right.
But it's just such a waste to have accumulated all this knowledge and experience, and you get nicer and you get more accepting. All this working toward positive, and then
6 feet in the ground.
Throw it in the trash because the fucking prostate gave out or
Yeah,
whatever.
right. It's crazy. It
They
really
will look
is.
back in 200 years and go, that is so barbaric. And
Right.
we could be having Isaac Newton here now.
Yeah.
But we just couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, 25, 30, they were pretty much done, back in the old days.
No, that's not true.
Well,
No,
I mean-
in different times of history, I mean, the Greek playwrights they were all 90 when they died because Greece,
Ramses II?
healthy, Mediterranean diet, olive oil, sunshine. I mean, they were lucky.
But they didn't write it down so that we could follow it.
What do you mean?
Well, they didn't say this is how we're living this long.
Well, we can guess. There was no pollution.
Absolutely not.
There was no Snickers bars. Right.
No attitude.
This is what it is. This is what it is. We're talking about 500 BC.
Yeah.
Okay, their life was just healthy, unless it wasn't. They
Well,
were
you
just
could die from a toothache,
or a splinter.
Right.
But their immune systems were probably crazy strong. So when they did get a splinter, no, they didn't take antibiotics. Their body just
Took care of it.
Yeah. I mean, not always. Then you get to the Middle Ages, and yes, they were living in much worse what?
Oh my God. There was Rome, and then there was living in fucking huts, and it all went to shit.
It all went to shit, and there was also 2 horrible plagues.
Mm-hmm.
It was really the same bacillus.
Yes.
Bacillus, it's
I know it too.
the
I know
right
the
name for it because it's like, I don't know, but it was the plague of Justinian in the 6th century, and then it came back as the Black Death, the
Yeah.
bubonic plague.
Yeah.
1347 it started, and it just, wiped out half of Europe.
Yeah.
And Europe didn't recover that population for 400 or 500 years.
And probably fucked them up here.
Yeah, it also had benefits. It also kind of ended the Middle Ages.
Yeah. Which needed to end. Which, well, fucked up with that.
Hey,
and that, honestly,
you gotta kill half the population to make an omelet. I've always said that.
I know, but it really did end the feudal system.
Yes, it did.
And that was,
did.
that was a major break.
Yes, there was definitely a labor shortage.
Mm-hmm.
When you kill half the people, there was definitely a labor shortage. And they also lost a little bit of faith.
And yeah, the ones who would guard them, yeah.
Yes. I mean, of course, because they were so in the dark about what causing this plague.
Wouldn't that have been scary? I mean, we know what it's like because of fucking COVID, the beginnings of COVID, where we washed out our bags from the grocery store, right?
Again, kids, I'm telling you, you were born at a really good time. Really good. I know we have a lot of problems, but trust me, they did not have Grubhub for Chaucer. They starved. I mean, even before the Black Death, which started in 1347, Europe had just experienced in the earlier part of the century, and again, for superstitious people, maybe the 1300s, they would read something into that. Apollo 13, I don't know, but the 1300s were the worst century ever. And in the early part of the century, there was a horrible, just over-rain. It killed all the crops for like 10 years.
What is this now?
Like from 1315 to 1325, it just rained way too much. There was a little ice age,
Mini ice age,
We have global warming for sure, right. And we also just have climate change. Does just sometimes happen.
But they didn't have heaters and air conditioning, and so they had to suffer.
I'm telling you, we live in a great time with all the shit.
And I don't think in 100 years they're going to look back and go, well, those poor fuckers. I think they're going to go, how amazing that must have been.
About us?
About us.
Well, we did die, and they're going to not do that, and so they're going to. I think there's
Well,
going to be some.
that'd be amazing. I mean, if they could really pull that off, that'd
Oh,
be
I think they
freaking
will
awesome.
pull that.
Really?
I think they
Can
will.
we stay alive long
Well,
enough to let happen?
that's our goal. Some of us with our shirt off. But I'm not going to let that go.
No.
No, it's what I was just saying about they will see this as the big tragedy, that the brain, that's got to be preserved because it has all the knowledge, and this passing it on to the next generation, it's doing it in a leaky bucket. I mean, you're doing it, but most of it is, I mean, when you think, I never had kids, but when you think about what you have to start over with, like I have all this knowledge, and now here's a 2-year-old, and it's just like, sky is blue. Okay. I just never could go through that. I just like, give me the kid when he's already 20 and a genius, and maybe I'll talk to him.
Right.
But I just can't go through sky blue. I just can't.
I get that. We just had a granddaughter, actually. And we're probably starting at The Sky is Blue.
Of course.
But we're more enamored with, oh my God, this little beautiful creature, in our life. But I worry, because I thought we wouldn't have to worry about the future, but I think shit is coming down in our lifetime. And I think I worry about my kids, and I worry about my kids' kids.
So you're a grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
And how old are the grandkids?
She was just born, so she's like
Wow.
2 weeks old.
How does that change? I've heard certainly people a million times say, being a parent changes everything, and like, how does being a grandparent like change your mind?
I was never kind of like my wife's. All she wanted was to have babies and be a great mom and everything. She's an amazing human being, and she's the complete baby hog with this.
And how long have you been married?
40 years, 42
Get the
years.
fuck out of town.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, no, she's amazing. People say, how do you stay married? I say, marry my wife, but you can't, because I did. She's responsible for it.
Women, if you're not watching this show, you're missing something, because at the end, Benson Boone is coming in, and he's going to take his shirt off. So it's going to be a big night. So,
Yeah. Oh, fuck, what were you saying?
about your wife being amazing.
Yeah, she's amazing. But yeah, so
Grandkids, does it change you?
I mean, I'm looking at my son and going, seeing him with his baby and like on his chest, and like you see this look in his eyes, and it's like I'm going,
You remember that look.
that's my little boy that I used,
You did that.
Yeah.
With him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I was a good dad, and my dad was a great dad too. But it's the new life is a freaky thing. I don't really know quite where to put the grandchild yet in my head. I know they say, oh, you're gonna fall in love, and at the moment, she's a beautiful baby blob, right? And my wife is already, she's going over there tomorrow, and she's like got party wheels, and she's so excited as all
Man,
get out.
I am really falling behind in this reproductive competition.
I don't know. We don't need more. We don't need more.
I think that, and yet there's a big movement out there. Elon Musk, many other people talk about we have to have more babies. This is like a thing.
Everyone else is taking care of that.
But I think they're wrong. I think we already have too many.
I think we have way too many.
Yeah.
The Earth
Exactly.
cannot support
Exactly.
what it has now.
Right. And their argument is stupid. Their argument is there's plenty of room. Yeah, there's plenty of room. There's not plenty of resources.
No, there's not plenty of.
We can
exactly.
fit them here.
We
just can't feed them and take care of all their shit.
Exactly. Where's all that shit go? Where's all the food come from? Where's all the shit go? It's
somewhere.
It's insane. It's insane. It really, and there's way too many of us. And anyone who doesn't believe that, I mean, you just got to look at take any segment of any country where there's too many people. There's shit everywhere. It's disease, and no one's having a good life. Everybody's struggling. They're happy to be alive, but they're not happy to be alive there.
Right. Well,
I mean, if they lived, in a nice house and everything, they'd be, but look at, I mean, what, like 70% of the world goes to bed hungry, or That's crazy.
I don't think that's true. I think that's an old.
I just made that up.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
yeah, I was going to say, all right, let's
I was
Chiron
hoping you
that.
wouldn't bust me.
Statistics on,
Yeah.
on Club Random are pulled out of our ass. Okay.
No, but a lot of people go to bed hungry.
Way less than they used to. Again, kids, if you're on TikTok and it's not there, I'm telling you, in the 21st century, we've made enormous progress in what they have always called extreme poverty. These are like people who live on $1 a day.
Mm-hmm.
We've made amazing progress. Not that some people don't. We've also made amazing progress in this century, hardly ever noted, with the issue of people who defecate in the street. It used to be like 1 billion people around the world would just drop trow and shit in the street.
Right.
Really, this is,
1600s all over again.
We've, yeah, well, and it's in many places never improved.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they did it in London in 1600. And
Dude, they used to throw shit out the window.
yeah,
Look out below.
There's a guy named Ralph who does it now. I mean, there are people who do it now. There are people who will always do it. There are always people who will.
Can you imagine what 16th century London smelled like? That's I read a lot of books about, like, Tudor and the history and what it was really like, and Henry VIII, how he died and all that crazy shit. Scary, man. It was like everybody stank. Nobody bathed.
This episode is sponsored by Naked Wines, a wine club that does something truly radical these days. It actually gives you good wine without the retail BS. I know it's groundbreaking, real independent wineries making real wine, and it shows up at your door like magic. How does Naked do it? Well, they cut out the middlemen. No bloated markups, no boutique nonsense, just world-class wine for up to 60% less than what you'd pay at the store. And yes, it tastes like it should cost much more than you're actually paying. Not like the one your neighbor brought to dinner that comes in a box with a spigot. I like that Naked Wine's business is simple. Their wines are great, their price makes sense, and you're not stuck playing sommelier roulette when picking a bottle. You don't have to think. You don't even have to go anywhere. You just pop the cork and pretend you're cultured to impress your friends and family. We all know you're drinking anyway, so you might as well drink smart. Now is the time to join the Naked Wines community. Head to nakedwines.com/random, click Enter Voucher, and put in my code RANDOM for both the code and password for 6 bottles of wine for just $39.99 with shipping included. That's $100 off your first 6 bottles at nakedwines.com/random and use the code and password RANDOM for 6 bottles of wine for $39.99. And it's scary also, apropos of our previous discussion, I do remember once, and again, why I wouldn't want to have a 30-year-old brain, being on a date and a girl just squatted in a parking lot and took a pee. A girl I was on a date with.
That could be hot. I'm sorry. That could be. It depends on the girl and the situation. That could be hot.
I mean, she was.
Did that turn you off, or did it turn you off?
It turned me off. I mean,
right.
But look, I understand.
I'm sorry, but that's.
She needed to do it, and for some reason we could. I blame myself for perhaps.
How old were you?
I who the fuck knows? But I'm guessing 30. It was a long time ago, and I should have been able to find a bathroom. Perhaps maybe we couldn't get into the club. So I blame myself, but
did you film it?
I don't. There was no.
Do you have it on your camera that I can look at?
There was no filming back then. There was no cell phones. But I vividly remember that. Like she was wearing a short skirt, so it wasn't hard to do, and just
dude.
Yeah, just.
I'm sorry. I got to borrow the love doll over here for a second. You okay with that?
It's a love doll. But yeah, I mean,
well, different things turn different people on.
I'm just saying there will always be some shitting and peeing in the street, but
yes.
we've really cut it down, and I think we should give ourselves a clap on the back for that. Like, could we just acknowledge the progress that we've made?
Yes.
Yes, we really have cut down on people shitting in the street, and that's really my whole issue. I'm a one-issue candidate. I mean, look how your life turned out. Awesome. Right? I mean, every day you must still pinch yourself.
Yeah, but I still have my issues because challenge. I don't know if it's challenge, but I deal with myself every day that I want to be a better person, a better writer, a better whatever, you know. And I could never, like I could never write "Don't Worry, Be Happy."
I remember it.
Yep.
Who was it? Who was the artist?
Bobby McFerrin.
Bobby McFerrin.
Yeah, I could.
Well, very few people could. I feel like every
Dope and all that.
I don't know
being
if
happy.
it's the dope. I don't smoke dope.
I thought you did. Someone said, yeah, you'll get together with Bill and he'll smoke dope and drink and it'll be fun.
What, were they wrong?
No, they're right
No.
about the fun and the drinking, but
yeah.
that looks like a cigar to me.
Oh no, you don't smell it?
What is it?
Pot. What do you think it is?
It is?
Yeah, of course. You don't smell it?
No.
You should get your nose checked out. No, really.
Can I sniff it?
You can have it. You can eat it, smoke it. You smoke pot?
I don't actually. I don't. I used to love the pot high, but I get paranoid now.
That's a fair. I get paranoid when I eat it, so I don't eat it. No, I mean it's not for everyone.
Yeah. I mean, I used to. I was an acid guy. I used to love acid.
Really?
Yeah.
What years are we talking about? The 80s?
No, 70s. All through the 70s, I was an acid guy until this guy gave me some mushrooms.
And you felt it was really acid because
it was window pane.
No, but you think it was really acid because Timothy Leary himself.
Yeah, I saw the chair, dude. I'm very fucking
That's
impressed.
right, the Timothy Leary.
I am very fucking impressed.
That's a cool item, yeah. So is this, by the way, and I really thank you for it. But he told me that like after like almost the original batch, there was never really acid again.
Okay.
That people can sell you something and say it's acid. You felt it was acid?
Well, it did what it was supposed to do.
What was that?
Well, I started to see things and rainbows and see, and
good things.
Yeah, no, it was an amazing high for me.
You never had a bad trip.
I did. The last one I did actually.
Oh.
I've done a couple since, but the last one I did, my friend gave me some frozen mushrooms at a party. I took them home and I took the mushrooms and I said, nothing's going on. He said, oh, well, were they frozen? I said, yeah, well, drink some tea. So I drank some tea, nothing. So I took some more, nothing. Drank some more tea, nothing. So I said, fuck it. Took some window pane. And I'm sitting in my apartment in Hollywood and suddenly the walls start going.
Well, you're not supposed to mix.
It all kicked in.
You're not supposed to mix.
I know. I didn't know that. It all kicked in, and I'm like, I was
again,
losing my
this
shit.
is why we're glad we're not 30.
30.
Because we do things like
stupid shit.
that. Yes.
No, it was freaky. And he came all. I remember had Valium, and I'm like pouring Valium on my hand. I was like going like, trying to get Valium into my mouth.
Bad drug trips really suck because you're not going to get out of it until it's
over.
Until it says it's over, and it's going to take a while.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's why smoking's better because you can.
That's why I do it.
And edibles, I've had edibles where I thought I was going to die.
Yeah, I would rather eat it because I'd rather not have to use my lungs to get high.
Right.
But it just doesn't work that way.
Yeah. No, it's a different high.
There's also something about holding I used to smoke. Did you smoke cigarettes at some point?
For 2 weeks when I was 14.
Lucky you avoided that. But there is something about smoking.
It's it's still very elegant, dude. I know it fucks people up, and but it's.
It's funny. Back in the 90s when I was doing Politically Incorrect, they came to me once to do a PSA for no smoking. I was the new, 30-something talk show host and like, tell the kid. And I said, okay, I got a great idea for it. I want to be honest with the kids and tell them smoking is cool.
Yeah.
That's why you want to do it. You have to be aware of that so that you can say, no, I am cool on my own. I don't need this to be cool. I thought that was a great message.
No one got it.
Thank you.
Thank you
for your suggestions. We'll let you know.
Can you just read this?
I don't think they heard anything past smoking is cool, but it is.
They don't want. Yeah, I mean that's.
And it's back in movies because it's cool.
Yeah,
and it's also a way to indicate maybe that
You're an elegant human being.
or
you're a thinker.
or a nervous human being. It can also be.
Yeah, right. Oh, well, yeah. But, I mean, everybody did it because they wanted it to hang in their fingers and everybody to go, he's fucking cool.
I mean, when I was an actor in the 80s, I remember always, doing the scene, especially if it's the close-up, and like second it was over, light the cigarette. Because I was like, this is my reward.
Stress reliever.
Stress reliever.
Yeah.
I mean, you never did that when you were an actor? You were in
smoking, you mean?
Well, anything like right after the scene.
I didn't start acting until I came over here.
I remember watching you on Californication, and I was like, wow, this is risky. He's playing like a terrible version of himself with his own name. Am I remembering that wrong?
Yes. No, you're remembering correctly.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was very entertaining and gutsy, but it was like, wow, for a guy who, is sort of on the cusp of having a lot of stupid people want to write him off and like you're not giving
It's been my whole life, dude.
I know.
I'm at the point where I go, fuck it.
You're really giving them
ammunition.
But it was also a great way to own it.
Yeah.
So I think it was the right decision. I liked that show. I watched every episode.
Writing was crazy. And when I signed on, they sent me the first script. And it was, it was mild. And I said, guys, I know what your show is about. And I'm okay with doing whatever you want to do. So the next script that arrived, I'm like fucking everything. And, it was great. It was great writing. And I'm okay with that because, I mean, unless you're a fucking moron, they don't hire doctors to play doctors. They hire actors to play doctors. And a friend of mine said, he had to defend you a couple of years ago. He had to defend you against this woman said, I didn't know Rick Springfield. I saw Californication. I didn't know Rick Springfield did blow. He said, it's acting.
Are you trying to tell me George Clooney is not a doctor? Because
I'm sorry, no.
Sell it somewhere else, pal.
And I was a doctor for 18 months on a soap opera.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
what
and
was
I
it?
did one operation, and the kid died.
What soap opera?
General Hospital.
Oh, because I work at CBS Studios. That's where we take.
Oh, Young and Restless, my best friend,
and
Doug
Bold
Davidson.
and Beautiful.
Yeah.
So
were you on that?
Yeah.
Because you're very bold and you're very beautiful.
No, but when I go to my writers' meeting, we pass it in the golf court, the set of it every day. I mean, people.
Who are these beautiful people that look like her? That robot.
Well, soap operas. A lot of great big people were on soap operas.
It's a great learning platform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You felt it served that for you?
Yeah, it was great. I mean,
Well, who did you play? Dr. Michael Matthews?
I don't know who that is.
Well, I'm just guessing.
You're throwing a name out. Dr. Noah Drake.
Dr. Noah Drake is so much better.
It's so much better.
Dr. Noah Drake, Dr. McDreamy, and the patients.
And they named actually Joey's character on Friends, Drake, after my character, Drake something, whatever his last name was.
And you'd give the girl a breast exam, and then she'd say,
God.
now let me do you.
All he did was pick up, it was like my every scene was in a cafeteria or in someone's bed.
Oh, poor you.
Well, acting with a girl is very, it's really hard for me to be turned on when there's 30 guys around staring at you and, it's, what, I mean, it's...
Well, you're not supposed to be, you're acting.
Yeah, right.
You're not even supposed to be, let's be honest.
Yeah. A couple of times it's happened.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It does happen.
Yeah. And it's actually very exciting when it does because it's very real.
For who?
But,
for you or her?
Yeah.
Sometimes both, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look at all the people who fall in love from doing...
I know.
Exactly. They're on sets and the script says...
You love them
and you're crazy and they're actors.
Yeah. This is what I'm going to commit to this role.
Right. It's so easy to get hot people to actually fall in love with each other.
Yeah. Let's get them together.
Yeah.
Put them in a movie. Get them to smell our underwear.
The only thing that tabloids and gossip places do is either try to break up a couple that's
Or-
or get them together.
or tell everybody they're together and they don't want anyone to know.
And it's very easy to do that.
Yeah.
To get them together.
It is.
It
I
really
actually-
is.
They lined me up when I first came over here. I was in all these teen magazines. I just thought about this the other day, actually, because someone brought it up. But they, remember Susan Day, right? She was the beautiful.
I live in her house.
Get the fuck out.
That house, I live next door. She was the original owner. I have pictures of when she lived there.
I was this close to fucking her in that house.
Everything.
Oh, I just heard laughter. No, it's wild, dude. That is so bizarre because they lined me up with her. But I thought, oh, it's just a teen magazine thing, so it's not a real date. So I'll just play along. And at the end, I said, hey, nice to meet you. And I left. But they tried to line us up to get us together so that it would be press. But I was clueless, so I didn't get it. And thankfully, your house is sanctioned.
Back to us being clueless when we were young, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I was totally fucking clueless.
But, I mean, people, I think, know...
Sorry, Susan, if you hear this. I'm sorry. You're wonderful. I love you. And I would have loved to, but I was crazy. I was clueless.
Yeah, and thank you, Susan. It's a great house. I mean, she sold it to someone before. I didn't get it from her, but I believe she was the original owner.
That is wild. Dude.
And I have pictures of what it was like when she was there. Wow, men and women are so different. I mean, it was just way more feminine. Let's put it that. Of course.
But I'm so amazed. I walk back here, and there's all these grounds. I mean, there can't be many houses with grounds like this.
This isn't that. This is the house next door.
Oh, okay. So you got what? All right.
Yeah.
That's how you get grounds like that.
Yeah.
That's great. It's really fabulous.
I need land for my crops.
Yeah.
Okay. This comes from my land. I'm not going to claim I personally grew it, but I do feel so good about the fact that, like, my own land produces the weed that makes me high.
Oh, you grow your own.
That's right. That's right, Rick. I grow my own. I grow my own and I smoke my own because that's what real men do.
That's what real men
And let me
do.
tell you something. It's a rich irony that you pretty boys are always more miserable than guys like me.
And cut.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But you enjoyed the acting part, right?
Yeah, I love acting.
You do?
I did.
I never did. I hated it. Too much waiting.
Yeah, I mean, there's that, but it's the passion for the part, and to me, it's as exciting as writing a song that I finish and go, that actually is not bad, and you do something and you feel like you've done a good job.
Yeah, I did get a high after you nail your close-up. Yeah, I remember that, or nailing a scene.
When you nail a scene, it's a great feeling.
Yeah, it absolutely is. I mean, for me, it added up to nothing, and I was never destined to be that. I mean, doing what I do, I mean, as a comedian in general, but especially the kind I am, is the exact opposite of an actor. Mm-hmm. The exact opposite.
Yeah, it's all truth.
It's all
and,
exactly what I really think, and not like somebody else's
words. It's not a script,
words.
And you can't talk other people's.
But, it was in my head, again, stupid when I was young, but we all thought when we came out of the New York comedy clubs, the way to get ahead was to be an actor, get on sitcoms. I followed the script. I did. I got onto sitcoms, and then I did, like, silly movies. I mean, we have some of the posters around here. Some of them aren't real, but they could have been.
Religious?
Well, that was good.
That's not a silly movie.
That was real. That was me.
That was fun.
And that was.
Did you write that?
I was 51 when I did that. Okay, that's the one movie that. I love, but I did DC Cab and, silly movies, and I could handle that kind of acting. Mm-hmm. But, it was never where I was going to wind up. And luckily, I got where I was supposed to get going.
Yeah.
But, to our earlier discussion about, why do you do it? I mean, you do in life what you're good at. Yeah. I don't play tennis because I'm not good at it. I play basketball because I'm good at it.
Really? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Why?
No, it's okay.
Why do you say it like that?
I know I didn't picture you as a basketball guy.
I'm not saying I could join the Lakers tomorrow, but like for my age, I can still hoop.
I'm impressed.
What do you play?
Guitar. No, in Australia,
You don't play shirtless pickleball?
I do, and it's hot.
No, don't. You
No.
must do something. You're in good shape.
No, I work out, but soccer was my game as a kid. I love soccer. Because I moved to England as a kid.
That's a
and it
great
became
workout.
the best.
Oh, so you moved to England?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're like the Bee Gees.
So yeah. Well,
They-
the Bee Gees were born in England, and they moved to Australia, and then they moved back to England.
Okay, but there's that
Yeah,
connection.
yeah. And I love the Bee Gees. I think their writing is.
I will fight you for who loves the Bee Gees more, because I love the Bee Gees.
They are amazing.
They are. Another group like Billy Joel doesn't quite get the due from the critics who have relegated.
They had 3 fucking careers.
Exactly.
They had a great
always
career
say-
in Australia. They
Well-
okay. I have a friend in Australia who was a big in the '60s. He was one of the top solo guys, right? Solo stars, and he heard there's these 3 brothers in Sydney that writes good songs. So he went up. His name was Ronnie Burns, and and he went up to Sydney. Flew up to Sydney. They pull up in a Volkswagen van. These 3 brothers, and they say, "Can you give us some money for petrol?" So he gives us some money for gas, and they drive back to their house. They've got a guitar with 2 strings on it because they can't afford any more strings. And they play him 3 songs, and he says, "Oh my God, I'll take that." And then he play him another one, and they say, "I want that one." And they say, "No, that's for us." And it was a song called "Spicks and Specks,"
I know the song very
which was
well.
their first hit.
Yeah, it's a great
They
song.
wrote it on a two strings of a fucking guitar.
That sounds like bullshit.
No, it's not
Oh,
bullshit.
stop it. How could you write? How could you?
This is wrong.
How
This
could
is
you
the guy who was there.
Rick, think about it. How could you play a song with a guitar with 2 strings? Oh, Jesus.
Spicks and Specks.
Is that 2 strings?
Well, it's 1 string. Where is the sun? Da-da-da-da. You just need to move up the neck.
Oh,
Spicks and the specks in my life.
I stand corrected.
Right?
It's a great song. Yeah, it's one of their early great ones.
And that was their first hit.
Okay.
And then they had the amazing ballads, and then they went under and thought they were over, and then they came back with this. It wasn't disco; they were beyond disco, and they came back.
No,
with
they
these
were the
brilliant,
kings of disco.
fucking amazing songs.
I mean, people don't remember that you weren't alive. I was 21, I think, in that year, and I was happened to be in Europe, and it's all anybody played was the soundtrack to Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah,
and it was a double album.
no, it was huge.
I was asking Billy Joel last week about like, what is your list of great double albums? Because it's not that big.
No,
But Saturday Night Fever
Saturday Night Fever
is
absolutely the
definitely
one.
on that list.
Yeah.
Now, it's not all Bee Gees recordings,
Right.
but I think they wrote them all.
They wrote it. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
some of them were done by other artists, but it is an
Oh, we've got another song we don't want to do. It's a great song. Do you want it? You know.
Oh, they wrote Islands in the Stream. Is an awesome song that they wrote that was not a hit for them. And the ones they wrote for Andy Gibb.
Yeah. Right.
I just want to be your everything. How great is that record, right? You know the one I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
I know all
That's it.
the Bee Gees.
I mean, it sounds exactly like the
yeah.
Bee Gees.
Well, he was the Bee Gees.
It
And
is.
they were almost going to pull him into the Bee Gees before he died.
I mean, but you say they had 3 different careers. To me, they had like the 60s early stuff, then they had the disco period.
Right.
And the 60s early stuff alone has
like
so
the
many
Beatles.
hits. I've got to get a message to you.
Right.
I started a joke.
I was in Vietnam when I heard
Oh.
that single. I blew my mind.
Now, what do you think that's about? They certainly have said over the years that it was about Jesus.
You know what they were? They were consummate songwriters. They would
But-
pick a song and go, let's write a song like that, only make it better. And they'd write a better song. And I don't think it went to
But-
that extent that it was.
Well, there was the line, I died, which started the whole world living. That suggests
I think it's wordplay, dude.
one particular person.
No,
in
but I think it's
history.
wordplay.
Okay, but like if I say,
Brilliant wordplay. Like Lennon. Lennon would always talk about his songs. There's that great thing where he meets a guy at his.
that's not wordplay.
All right,
If there
okay.
was
Well, that's your take, I get it.
Wait, let me ask you. If there was never such a song,
Right.
and I just said to you, Rick, let's play a game. I'm going to say a
okay.
sentence. Tell me who you think of. And it was, I freed the slaves.
Lincoln.
Right. I died and started the whole world living.
Okay. Point taken.
I mean, I don't even know if it is, or if they even were trying to like be Christy at the moment.
I
But you can't ignore that
no,
line.
it's a brilliant line.
And I don't give a shit.
No, and it
I'm
doesn't
an
matter because
atheist,
songs
but
are open to interpretation, right?
I love the song.
It's fucking amazing.
It's
song.
just a great song.
And if it is that, if they came up with that, then that's even more brilliant.
But just
and they didn't talk about it, to not talk about it.
just
too.
the premise and the title. I started a joke.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant, and that brought Robin back into the fold, right?
But you know where they say most sick jokes start?
No,
Prison. Australia, penal colony. It all
okay, but they're from England. They were born in the Isle of Man,
Yeah, but they're known as.
but they went to Australia, so they have the convict by assimilation.
By the way, I got to say, In Excess also an
Yep.
amazing band.
Yeah, they're Aussies.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
And Crowded House, even though they're from.
Crowded, oh, so great, so
So-
great. I know there's so many great bands.
Not so many. I just named them all. Actually, those
Okay,
are the,
all right.
Okay.
I
Lulu, I think maybe had.
no, Lulu was English.
Okay,
Okay, Daddy Cool.
don't know that.
You got to hear it. Russ
Cool.
Wilson. Okay, Russ Wilson and Russ Wilson, Daddy Cool, The Church. Have you ever heard The Church?
No, who are these? Your local high school band?
No, I know.
Never.
If they'd been, they were Australian, but if they'd been, they should have been huge. They were fucking amazing. And Steve Kilby still around, and the singer.
Okay, but I'm not denying this premise, but I just got to ask, because sometimes you hear about bands like this or people like this, and they were amazing, but you don't know why. Like, if they were really amazing, I always say show business, it is full of bullshit.
Yeah.
But the cream does rise to the top.
Yeah.
Generally, the people you know about are
There's a reason.
actually are the best ones.
Yeah.
You know, I know you think that there's some, leading man in the woods who's probably better than Timothy Chalamet. No, he's the right guy for
Yeah.
this moment. He's very good at what his job is.
Yeah.
He cares, and whatever it is, or DiCaprio in his era, or whoever, Humphrey Bogart. Casting directors, they actually don't really make big mistakes usually. So when I hear like, oh, yeah, they're great, and you never heard of them, like who? And by the way, I could name some musical artists who I think that.
Yeah,
about.
of course. But music is, I think it's a different art than acting. Music hits you in such a place
Right.
that nothing else does really. It triggers something in you, just the beat and the music and it's 12 notes, and they look at all the amazing songs from 12 notes.
People get so annoyed at you when you don't like what they like,
Yeah.
and they think you should listen to this. You're listening.
No, you're not hearing it, man.
You don't like that?
Give it some time.
Go fuck yourself. I could play shit you don't like that I think
I
is
know,
great.
and it's very personal. Music is very
it
personal.
is.
It's not like movies where, I mean, music. You sit in a room alone as a kid when you're forming, and this amazing stuff comes in. It's really part of your makeup is the music you pull in while you're still, I call it the window, where you're like 13 and realize, oh, there's shit out there, until you get married or you have a job and it shuts it down and you go, I got to get on with my life. Is that window where everything, where music comes in and it stays with you forever.
Ever.
Yep.
No, I mean, I don't know what I would do without it.
Right. I mean, it's your soul. It feeds your soul. When I have music from the '60s that I listen. If I listen to it now, I go, that's pretty fucking lame, dude. But because I was 13, 14, 15, it spoke to me and it reassured me, and I loved it.
I don't have all the Beatles early stuff in my iPod that I play that, I won't go into iPods again, but like I do like to listen to my shuffle because it's got 4,000 songs, all of which have one thing in common. I like them. Yeah. But I don't have all the early Beatles stuff. I mean, some of it is just, first of all, the lyrics are for 12-year-olds, which is okay. We understand that.
Well, I don't think guys
but
at
If
that
I
age
Fell
listen
is
to it.
in there, because that is always good.
That was John's first great ballad.
It's a great ballad. It's a great ballad. But I don't have Love Me Do. They were 16.
okay.
I mean, I've heard it enough. I get it.
Yeah, yeah.
It has their magic, like all of it has their magic, but it's just not a song I want to hear over and over again.
Right.
If it comes on, it
But
doesn't
were you a
spark.
Paul or John guy as a kid?
Oh, that's not a question you can ever ask a Beatle fan because you have to love them equally.
No, that's not a good answer.
That's my honest answer.
Really?
Yeah,
I was a Paul guy.
because, well, I
Well,
mean,
because I loved the way I had a boy crush. Because I loved the way he looked. Plus, he was amazingly talented. He had a voice like a fucking god. He could play every instrument. And for me, he wrote the best song. But as I've gotten older, I've understood Strawberry Fields and the great John songs that really stick to the wall.
Revolution?
Well, Revolution, I was never crazy about, honestly.
I'm still crazy about it and always will be.
All right.
I mean, I'm talking
Well,
about
that's
the single fast version.
yeah,
The single fast version. Yeah, that's not.
But the rock one.
Oh,
with one of the first,
single.
Yeah, one of the first examples of distorted guitar.
Distorted guitar.
Yeah, and they didn't put it through an amp. They put it through a
Oh.
board.
It was the right choice.
Yeah,
Cinema-
we're still copying the Beatles. I mean, I hear songs now where they've taken snippets and snuck it in.
But they were copying.
Well, yeah, but they took it way beyond, dude.
Of course they did. But everybody cops from.
Everybody stands on somebody's
I mean,
shoulders.
they say
I
that
absolutely
themselves.
agree with that.
Absolutely.
But
I mean,
they-
on their first 3 albums,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, 3 of their first 4 albums, the exception being Hard Day's Night.
Hard Day's Night.
There was 14,
Covers, yeah.
14 songs and 6 covers on each. So they did 18 covers. So,
Well, that's because they weren't writing enough. That's all.
yeah, and also because they were still paying tribute to
And
the time,
enamored with who
the
had
time that
inspired
went
them.
before.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they did.
Yeah.
I'm glad they did, please, Mr. Postman.
The British bands are responsible for the acknowledgement of the Black American blues. When Black America, when America was going, we don't pay attention to them. England was going, oh my God, these guys are freaking unbelievable.
I mean, Keith Richards devoted, I think, a couple of years of his life to giving Chuck Berry his due and bringing.
Well, Chuck had hits. I mean, he was like one of the few black artists that was actually on the white charts. But there's all that Howlin' Wolf and Muddy Waters and all these guys that I was listening to as a kid too, and I'm hearing this growl and this animal like shit coming out of these guys. I'm going, what is that? It was almost scary. It was so intense.
Yeah, and you can imagine the racism in his era that Chuck Berry had to endure.
Oh, it's crazy to me.
I mean, he participated, as I recall, in the Keith Richards.
Is that the one where he punched Keith in the mouth?
I mean, I think Keith Richards expected him to be like, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much,
for taking
Keith.
the time to acknowledge that I am the progenitor of rock and roll. And Chuck Berry was like, Whitey, you know what? If you expect a thank you, you have got another thing coming. I did it. I'm happy I did it.
I did it originally.
And I
don't
need you to come in here and tell me
Say, oh my God.
I did it and say thank you. Because first of all, you stole it.
Stole his licks, all his licks. But no one would know about them if it wasn't for the British bands that loved them. They wouldn't be where they are or where they became.
Oh.
I mean, they brought them out and toured with them. That they understood how amazing they were because there wasn't the same prejudice in England as there was here that kept them away from the radio here. And I look for black artists that kind of continue that blues energy, and there's a couple of them around, and they're amazing. That's where I learned to play the guitar, was from blues players, because it was simple. You could play it in a couple of weeks. It wasn't hard, but you couldn't get, our white boy versions of, Smokestack Lightning were pretty fucking lame, but you could play the riffs and you could feel like you were doing something authentic.
The great thing about the arts is that most of us are such poor impersonators that when we steal, it's so bad, our impersonation, that nobody recognizes it. Woody Allen was doing Bob Hope. He was doing him. But he's so different, you didn't see it.
No one saw it, right?
And sometimes, Paul McCartney was doing Little Richard. But he's just a different guy.
Yeah.
So it just in his mind, he's doing it.
Yeah.
But we don't see it, and that's okay.
Yeah.
That's not appropriation. It's all appropriation. That's what culture is, appropriating from each other. It's actually a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Or beautiful.
No, it's continuing the legacy.
Yes.
It's and what
and sharing ideas.
Yeah. And what Paul did with "I'm Down," he basically created a Little Richard song, but the fact that he could sing like that.
Well, and he did it on their last album, Abbey Road. He did
"Oh Darling,"
"Oh Darling," which is a torch song. I'm sure John was rolling his eyes.
Yeah, he said, "I wish I should have sung that." Actually,
Really?
I read a quote. He said, "I should have sung 'Oh Darling.'" But
he put out a solo album. Lennon did.
Yeah, the rock and roll one. Right?
Rock and roll, and he did love that raw music. That was their big beef, is that he wanted it raw, like the early days.
Well, they were. I mean, you listen to the first album.
They were both.
But the first album, they did in like 12 hours or something, and you can hear how shredded their voices are.
That's why they recorded "Twist and Shout" last.
Yeah, last, right? Because it would shred his throat. But you can hear like nasal shit going on.
I love it. I love the vocal to "Twist and Shout" is one of my all-time favorites.
Unbelievable.
And it's because it's a little shredded.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the energy.
But white guys weren't doing that back then. They were Pat Boone, and
I mean, they thought Elvis was black when they played him.
Yeah.
I mean, that was
Oh, that's one thing I have. I have Elvis stationery, the Beatles signed.
The Beatles signed.
Beatles signed Elvis stationery. When they went to meet, went to meet him in 1965.
Yeah, out here.
And
well, the Hollywood Hills. He was staying in some house, and he was making a picture. That was the era when he was making.
That was Elvis trying to conquer Hollywood.
Shitty pictures every year. I mean, they made money.
But dude, I hated them, but I love them now.
He hated them.
I know, but Fun in Acapulco. I love that music.
I love Elvis.
Yeah, I do too.
I mean, but I'm not going to watch Fun in Acapulco again. Once was enough.
No, I wouldn't watch it, but I love the music is kind of, back then it was like, oh, this is fucked up. But now, because of childhood memories and everything, it's wonderful to me. And I met Elvis on a plane.
Really?
Yeah.
Elvis Presley.
No, I'm sorry. Is there another? Yeah, Elvis Costello.
Yeah.
No, I met Elvis on a plane.
What year was this?
1973. I just come over here. And actually, my managers at the time, my manager was Steve Binder, who directed the comeback special.
Oh.
The Elvis Presley comeback special.
68.
And he had
the black leather suit.
Yeah.
What was he like when you met him?
He was wonderful, actually. I walked on the plane, and he was sitting. I was in the back of the bus because I was going to Australia to renew my visa. And he was sitting in the front in a powder blue suit and jet black hair and skinny, and he looked fucking amazing. I wasn't a fan back then because I was, the Beatle guy and everything, and I walked by him and, it's Elvis. I sit in the back of the bus, and before we landed, he came back and signed autographs and took photos, which, if you've ever, you've been on planes with people and they got like the hoodie on and they're like, don't talk to me,
Sure.
Elvis walked back and signed autographs and took photos. And I had a girlfriend at the time in Australia that was an Elvis fan. And I said, hey, he came up to me and said, hey, I know Steve Binder, he's my manager. And he goes, oh, Steve, I love Steve, which he did. I mean, they really had a great connection. And I said, will you sign this autograph to Allison? I guess he thought my name was Allison. So he wrote, thanks. And to this day, I write thanks a lot of the times on my autographs because Elvis wrote that on this autograph to her.
You know what? I've been looking for something to write on the autograph for like 30 years.
I give it to you, brother.
Thanks.
Thanks.
It's so simple and so right.
That's
it's just
absolutely. It's not, I love you.
I'm thanking you for being my fan.
I'm thanking you for appreciating what I do.
Right.
Right. The better version is thank you for loving me, but I don't want to go there.
No, I don't want to go there either.
But it was awesome. And so I had a little recorder, a tape recorder that I used to record my demos on. And I put the autograph in there to take it back to my girlfriend. And when I was getting off the plane in Australia, the customs go, "Oh, what's that, mate? You know, yeah, I have porn on my, on my little recorder. Yeah, we need to take that and look at that." When it came back, the autograph was gone.
Really?
Yeah, so some fucker has the Elvis autograph.
I think I might change mine to thank you. From thanks.
Thank you.
I like that better.
Yeah.
It's a little...
thanks a little... Thanks. I got to go over here, but thanks.
You can get away with it if you're Elvis.
You definitely can get away with it if you're
I think I
Elvis.
need the full thank you. I may
maybe parentheses. Don't forget me, ever.
I may need thank you very much. In 2 languages.
Yeah, are you Swedish?
But you still write songs?
Yeah, I'm right.
Like every day? Is that something you do like every day?
Every day. Yeah.
Every day?
No, not every day. It's a binge thing. And I love to write. It's my favorite thing to do. And I just had an album out with like 20 new songs. And
come on, they put 20 songs on an album now?
Yeah, it was digital. You can do that now. Plus, I write short songs. But yeah, I love to write. It's really fun for me. And to play a new song in a show, you can only play the songs we play so many times and go.
But you have to play.
Here we go again.
You have to play the hits.
Yeah, but I get that, and I love that because I want the audience to have fun.
You have to.
I want the audience to have fun. That. I'm not the guy that get up. This is my new album. I'd like to play all 12 cuts.
No.
And it's not the venue either. So we throw a couple of songs in, new songs.
Everybody does that.
Yeah, it's great. I love it.
Hey, we have to go to the bathroom sometime.
Yeah, I went to an Elton John show, right? And he said, "Yeah, I'm going to play a new song for my new album." And I got up to go to the bathroom, right? And there was a fucking line to the male bathroom, right? And I get behind this guy, and he turns around and goes, "New song, huh?"
That would be funny for someone to put on an album cover of just people in line for the bathroom. Like these are
new songs.
Yeah, these are the songs you're gonna hear.
Bathroom songs.
I mean, it's a little unfair because
I get it. You go for a maximum moment. You're going to a concert for a maximum moment. You don't want to. It's a big deal. You babysitter, dog sitter, whatever, dinner.
Right.
Over-expensive T-shirt, parking that's ridiculous, walking up to a venue with a trillion people, finding your right seat. You want it to be a moment.
Yes.
You don't want dead, we're going to play our new song. Hope you buy our single.
I mean, whenever I read about concerts, it makes me always say to myself, I just don't understand the American economy. That we can't seem to solve this issue where, yes, there are, not 70% of people starving, not even close. But so a lot of people really struggling, like half the country has $400 in the bank. Like they can't, one little hiccup, and they're fucked. And then Beyonce and Taylor Swift and, you're not getting their ticket price, but it's a lot of money to see your
shitload.
Like you say, with babysitters and
that's crazy.
I mean, I went to just a restaurant out at the beach last weekend. Parking was $27.
The fuck is up with us?
$27 just
my
to
Beatles
park.
ticket was 6 shillings, which is about $1.50.
My Fair Lady was on Broadway, the biggest hit in 1956, the year I was born. A ticket was $6 for the front row.
I saw My Fair Lady in London.
Wow.
Julie Andrews.
Wow.
And Rex Harrison.
Come on.
I was 10 years old. I didn't appreciate it. My mom was completely into that shit. She took us to this.
London.
Yeah.
With Julie Andrews. I mean, she didn't even do the movie. I mean, Audrey Hepburn did a
Right,
great
right.
job.
But she was
But she was the original Eliza Doolittle.
She killed it.
I mean, I always say that is one part that I would be great at, Professor Higgins.
Professor Higgins?
I would not Eliza Doolittle, but I could be a curmudgeonly professor. It's a great part, and it can't ever be kind of too old for it. You could do it too.
He was so amazing. And he couldn't sing, so he spoke the fucking line.
He half sang.
Yeah, but it was wonderful when he did.
You're right.
That album played through my house.
Me too. Me
years.
too. The other thing that played in my house as a child was Camelot. Richard Burton.
Was that one of the greatest musicals ever?
Both because of the music. Was it Rodgers and Hammerstein?
You know what? I love Rodgers and Hammerstein were my favorites because of Oklahoma, Carousel,
Right.
South Pacific. It was played through my house all the time. I don't know if they did Carousel. Camelot. We need to look that up.
Well, I know Lerner and Lowe did My Fair Lady.
Yeah, My Fair Lady, right.
Okay.
They did great shit.
Yeah, they did great shit.
Okay.
Anyway, somebody did that.
Who did Camelot? I mean, we need to know.
No,
Please, help us.
let them look it up.
Look it up.
They all have
Who
fucking
did
ChatGPT. They can fucking
Camelot? It was
you
great
find
stuff.
it in 2 seconds.
I
don't care, and I don't care. They're dead.
No, I'm a writer, so I love to know who
okay.
wrote what.
I mean, I don't think it is Rodgers and Hammerstein because it was.
No, I don't think so.
You know why?
either.
Because it's a little.
I would know
It's a
if it
little
was.
too hip for them.
Yeah. Yes, I agree.
it's a little too
and
hip.
later on too.
But it was always a very meaningful show for me. If people don't know what it is, it's the King Arthur legend. But it
Brilliant.
made into a romantic story, and then, of course, used as a metaphor for the Kennedy,
Kennedy thing,
administration. But in the story, King Arthur, he's older. They made a movie of it with
Richard Harris?
Richard Gere.
What?
Yes, not Richard Harris. Sean Connery. Sean Connery played the king.
The Camelot movie?
It's called First Night.
Oh, okay, but it's not a musical.
No, it's the same
okay.
story.
Right. Yeah.
It's
first
the
time.
story is that King Arthur, he's older and he's got a young bride.
Right.
And then she falls for the handsome young knight, played by Robert Goulet originally.
Goulet!
Who was a friend of mine, Sir Lancelot.
Wait,
And
Lancelot's a friend of yours or Goulet's a friend?
Goulet,
Is he still around?
no,
Dude, he's awesome.
he was. We had a great time. A little kooky, but still
Dude, I would
friends
love
with,
to have met Goulet.
I could have hooked that up. Still friends with his widow.
Oh,
My mother
What a
was
prince.
a giant Goulet fan as a kid.
my mom was too.
Okay, so for her 75th birthday, I flew her to Vegas on a private plane, and we went to Robert Goulet's house, and then went out to dinner in the limo to the hotel.
So how did you hook up with Robert Goulet?
I was on TV. He was a fan. I had him on the show, whatever. It wasn't
Isn't
hard.
that great?
It wasn't hard. Great. Totally great. Yeah.
Fucking great when you meet people that you
Right.
wouldn't normally have met because of what you do.
Yeah. It also can be dangerous. They say don't meet your idols. I mean,
No.
there's some of that can happen.
Yes, I agree totally.
Yeah.
And Paul McCartney is a fucking god.
He's great. I've met him a number of times.
Yeah,
I am
he's
not
an amazing human
not
being.
disappointed.
I wouldn't want to. I'd be scared to meet John.
Yeah.
Did you ever meet John?
No.
No,
I
no one
didn't-
did. No one alive met John. I would be scared to meet
people
John.
alive have, but he died in 1980. That is a long time ago.
I remember I had an apartment in Hawthorne Boulevard in Hollywood, and I would walk. I used to eat when I first came over here. I thought, oh my God, Hungry Man dinners, how amazing! And I eat these Hungry Man dinners and tell my mom, yeah, America's amazing. They got these whole dinners in tin foil, and I started to get like zits popping out all over my head. And the doctor said, you got to go to a real restaurant and eat a steak. So I used to go to the Hungry Tiger across the street from me, La Brea Avenue. And I'm standing on La Brea Avenue waiting to cross for traffic. And a Rolls Royce goes by, and Lennon is sitting in the passenger seat. And it's so it's him, right? And he's heading to A&M Studios, which is just down the street.
Right.
For his, stuff he did in the Lost Weekend.
Right.
But it was Lennon. I'm going, wow.
So, what kind of food did you have in Australia? Grubs and roots? You're impressed by
Yeah, we ate kangaroos, we eat sharks, we
yeah.
eat snakes, poison snakes.
But you had food. You didn't have Hungry Man dinners.
No, dude, I came over here and we think America, back then we thought America, my mom used to say, oh my God, their teeth are so white, their skin is so good. You know, the movies, the movies were the greatest PR thing America ever had. And people still want to come to America because of the
and
movies.
I know I once asked Chris Hemsworth, why do you guys all like speak such perfect American? You could do these American accents. And he said, because that's all we watched as kids.
Right.
Is American TV.
I remember in my high school walking around trying to imitate John Wayne. And all I wanted to do was come to America. I wanted to be in America.
Well,
I'm here.
You succeeded.
You're here.
It was a pleasure and beyond to meet
too.
and get to know you and talk to
Too.
you. I'm very
I'm a
glad
big
you
fan,
came from. I'm a fan of yours.
Yeah.
That you came to America and you did so well, and I'm glad you're over your depression.
And yes, I did. And I will not hang myself. And I hope we do wonderful things further. Oh my God.
I know. I'm a fun guy.
Thank you, brother.
I'm telling you, it really
fun, yeah.
goes fast.
That was awesome.
So are you, by the way.